Welcome to another edition of Chaffee Break. It's just like a coffee break, only it doesn't dissolve very easily into water. My name as always is Maxwell, and today's video is from the user ParaaDoxxXXXx, spelled with all the X's. That's Paradox with all the X's. He's driving the M5A1 Stuart on a standard battle on Himmelsdorf. Now this one isn't exactly a true scout matchup, as it is favourable matchmaking, the M5A1 being the Chinese tier 4 light tank, and this being a tier 4 battle. But it was a good video and it shows off the strengths and weaknesses of this tank very well, so thought that we would bring you this one today, even though, as I said, it's not a true pure scouting game, but it is involving a scout tank. So without further ado, let's get into the game. So deciding to take the hill straight off, although he only has one backup there. As you can see, only one other tank has decided to take the hill with him, and the rest of the guys have arrayed themselves across the centre there, with one medium tank deciding to make a suicide rush for some reason. But then the M5A1 is probably capable of holding the hill by itself if it's able to get the drop on the enemy, which it is there. Hits the Lux with no return. Takes a hit back but not any damage, so the Lux just deciding that he wants none of that business and decides to fall back. So ParaaDoxxXXXx just waits for his ally to flank around on the left there. Once he gets far enough ahead, the original M5 Stuart, then he makes his approach, so that they can both pretty much get over that hill around about the same time. And now everybody's going to be focused more on that M5 Stuart, and the M5A1 of ParaaDoxxXXX should be able to mop them up. Now, just a shame these two guys aren't communicating over VoIP, as what they would be doing here is focus firing targets, but it looks like they're doing it pretty successfully anyway, focus firing the correct targets and the same targets down. Taken out two already. Should be able to pick out this AMX-38, no problem whatsoever. Only taking a couple of hits for himself, lost about 100 hit points. And then the M5 Stuart's going to carry on towards the base, maybe come around the back of Dead Man's Alley there and try and take some of those tanks by surprise. ParaaDoxxXXX just deciding that they are getting awfully close to the base and just wanted to get back there as quickly as possible to try and stop the potential base capture that is about to happen. So they've started the base capture of their own. Unfortunately, they're losing pretty substantially at 5-8, so probably not going to be able to get that one off. Somebody's probably going to fall back and get them. Oh, this Marder is in trouble, and there we go. Managed to take out that Marder there. These guys not really expecting to be getting shot from this angle from the hill. Got some good damage on that Covenanter there. Not able to take him out. Probably would have been able to take him out as he moved across the square, but just the base capture's up to 25% already and still increasing. So just deciding that he's going to have to get back and do something about it. Picked up 4 kills already, so doing pretty well for himself. The score's a little more even now at 11-8. So once they've finished, oh no, now 12-8. This is now not looking very good at all, as yeah, as there's only 2 of them left against what's that, 6 of the enemy. Still not able to spot out the attackers, so they're probably around behind the church there. Ooh, not quite able to get that other M5A1, so really going to have to put himself in harm's way, as this cap is up to 90-odd%. Ooh, that Covenanter should have just stayed where he was. And that oh, that's 100%. Oh my god. Right, that was unbelievable. So that Panzer III, the first shot bounced on him, and if he just stayed behind the church, that would have been all she wrote, and that would have been the end of the game for a victory. But no, deciding that he was going to have a little poke out and try and take a shot at the M5A1, getting far too greedy and paying the price, getting taken out, and the base capture being reset all the way from 100. So absolutely brilliant clutch reset there. And what ParaaDoxxXXX is doing here is he's just toying with the enemy, letting the tank destroyer get some shots at them and then taking some shots himself. But the T-40 is being flanked now by, was that a Valentine? It was. So the T-40's now been flanked by this Valentine, and there's not really much that the T-40 is going to be able to do about it. No match one-on-one for a Valentine. Valentine being fairly heavily armoured and armed. Oh, and an M2 medium tank, so we're going to have to take on both of these at the same time. Luckily, the track soaking up a lot of the damage twice in a row there, the track taking the damage. So just trying to put that corpse behind him, between himself and the Valentine until he takes out the T2 medium, which he has now done. And now he's just going to try and dodge out the way of the shots, which he does successfully, dodges one, and then just decides to run circles around. And the Valentine knows what's happening and just is trying desperately to get out of there, but is unable to do it. So absolutely amazing bit of play there to take out two tanks at the same time with not 100% hit points and not a very heavily armoured tank. So just decided to put the corpse between himself and one of the tanks while he finished off the M2, and then running circles or carouseling around the Valentine until he's able to pick up the kill. So he's only got 80 hit points left, and who is that left? It is a Matilda, oh dear god. So the Matilda is an absolute beast of a tank when it's in a tier 4 game. So just really got to play this one careful, because if he gets caught out in the open or head on against this Matilda, then it is going to be game over. So just going to try and stick to the far right of the train tracks and come up alongside these buildings, just so that if he does get spotted out, he's able to make a detour and put himself into some cover, and then come up with a plan to try and take out the Matilda. Although, to be honest, we don't know how many hit points the Matilda's got. It might only have, say, 10 hit points itself. But then again, it might still be on full health, because he only has one kill, so it doesn't look like he may not have been in the thick of the fighting. Is he around defending the base is the question that he needs to ask himself, and it looks like there is nobody here. So just going to position himself behind the corpse of his fallen ally and try for this base capture. So not sure exactly what position he's going to come from. If he comes from either of those two sides, then being hidden behind this corpse will be good. If he comes from the front there, he can just slightly reverse. If he comes from the right hand side, he's got the cover of the destroyed building there to give him a little bit of time to reposition and hopefully stay alive. So just going to wait this one out. Hopefully the Matilda isn't going to be able to get back in time, although this is only a smallish map, so even if he was on the other side of the map, should be able to get back and defend the base, no problem whatsoever. So really just going to have to try and take out, there he is, the Matilda has shown himself, and he has nearly full hit points, so this isn't going to go well. And as you notice there, I just want to slow the game down a little bit. When you keep a small stock of premium shells, as you see this guy has 8 out of his maximum, if there's ever a situation when you should be using premium shells, this is it. That's why you have a small supply of them. You don't take a full whack of premium shells because it's not cost effective and it's ridiculous, but you have a small supply of them just so that when you're the last tank alive with 80 hit points and the enemy's Matilda bails in with almost full, you are going to be capable of doing some damage to it and taking it out. So wow, taking one big hit there, but the Matilda's got nowhere near enough turret traverse speed, and he's able to reverse circle around him and take him out. So absolutely brilliant play there from ParaaDoxXXXXx there, showing us how the M5A1 Stuart should be used, and using his premium shells at the end there to finish off the last enemy to great effect, just utilising the tank's speed even in reverse gear and just outmanoeuvring the turret traverse of that Matilda. So absolutely brilliantly played. Thank you for sending that clip in, and thank you to you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.